Grail. Y'all done with
this is why the lawyers don't like us.
Let me take it back, because one of the arguments the bougie people were having up there, myself excluded because I'm not bougie, was this Halle Berry David Justice thing. And people were ready to like throw hands over it. It was mostly, it turned into like a gender war thing a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Shocking.
Huh?
And I shouldn't be shocked, I know, but it was like, actually, do we have a clip? Because Halle actually, David Justice breaks down why he broke up with Halle Berry.
There's many, but I have one here queued up. Let's get into it.
It really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Halle saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy, so in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean, traditional, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with, build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I thought he was ridiculous. Now, I add two quick things. He did say at the time, so he may not think like that anymore. I don't want to say he thinks like that now, but at the time, I thought the way he thought was ridiculous. You are with Halle Berry.
Who was her?
Yeah, Halle Berry was her. Now, David Justice had money. David Justice was him at the time.
He was.
So, in the same way, it would be unreasonable for her to be like, yo, he doesn't seem like the type of, he just wasn't home all the time. He was, he was at practice. He was playing for the Braves. He was a star. Like, I would expect the same thing for her. She was in the prime of her career, or entering the prime of her career. Mm-hmm. She was the star. No, she wasn't those things. And I don't think that's a knock against her. And he almost made it sound like she wasn't doing her responsibilities. And I would just want to add a caveat that he left out a little breakup thing. She also had a restraining order for it. I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know, but
it was true.
But at least I should say the restraining order is true. I don't know the details of their relationship, but what I do know is that's also part of.
Is that what you were saying was true? The restraining order part or the part?
All of the above, and because she goes on to describe the effect that it had on her and her suicide attempt directly afterwards.
Where did she describe this?
She describes it on Oprah. And in multiple magazines.
Okay. I wasn't doubting her account. I just don't know enough to have an opinion on it.
Mm-hmm. See, but that's the thing. That in this conversation is kind of important, because in the longer clip, David Justice is saying part of why I'm talking now about Halle Berry is because as a Midwest dude, I stayed quiet and allowed certain rumors to take place. Halle Berry was this is his words, I know the person that abused her, and she kind of let that story circulate as if it was me, and she never held me down or came out to say, this is not me. That's what he is saying in the long clip.
Yeah, I heard that part as well.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about that to know what's true and what's not.
I don't know about that. Because I feel like everybody up here knows who the allegations were against.
See, I as a man can't do that.
I'm gonna be honest.
I do. I won't say it.
I know who they are against. I'm gonna be honest.
I have no idea.
I don't know if it's valid. Hold on. Let me tell you. For as long as I can remember, I always thought it was him.
Okay.
Same.
That was the rumor.
But it was, in defense, I agree. But we were 12, maybe.
Yeah,
when these accusations were floating around.
When this first came out,
that rumor carried.
Yes, that rumor carried. Because when this first came out, I saw a conversation of people saying, "Yeah, but you did this to her," and then I looked it up and I'm like, "Oh, it wasn't him." All this time, I thought it was him.
Yeah.
So that carried for a long time.
If we're taking him at his word, I can understand having an axe to grind with Halle Berry all of these years later.
Even an axe that you buried for 20 some odd years. And in my opinion, this is what I took from it. I took a level of honesty from him. I also took a level of accountability from him. So I think he said basically back then, knowing what I knew then as a 26, 25, whatever year old man, this is where my thoughts were. He country today. So I can only imagine how he sounded in the 90s. Yeah. He sounded like he just came out the farm, like, yo, dog, a young kid, he's a superstar athlete.
He was.
Right? Living in Atlanta. I came from this. These are my perceptions of how a woman should be. It's no different than women that grew up with their dad. They'll tell you in a heartbeat, yo, I grew up with my father and my grandfather. These are how things that I think a man should do. Like, yo, dog, you need to be hands-on. I grew up in a household where my father fixed. Sweetie, I'm a software engineer. I'm just gonna call thumbtack. You know what I'm saying? And people and women will be like, yo, I like men that are manly men. It's just how his perception was back then was wrong.
How he was raised.
Yeah, but it was wrong considering you have to modify your perception to who you dating.
Yo, let me just stop this video real fast. David Justice did not hold back in that interview. He really said Halle Berry couldn't cook, and that's why he left. Honestly, I know some people are shocked, but a lot of men get it. Looks can't carry a relationship if there's no warmth or care behind it.
Because in the longer
There really
clip,
wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Halle saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. I said, okay, because I couldn't.
and this
say
is
no.
long, so I will cut it at some point.
And I said, okay, but I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no.
In the moment,
or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off guard. But I was like, cool, we getting along, we vibing. We're only 5 months in, we still in the honeymoon state. But we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country. We probably could have made it if I knew about therapy. If we knew about therapy.
See, I took this as accountability.
Me too.
We never had any major issues like that. It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom
wasn't where it needed to be.
just wasn't vast.
At all.
I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy, so in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
So he's saying what we think he's saying.
If we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build up a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues. We never had any issues about other women, other men. I mean, like,
see, this is not the picture that is painted at all of them.
One time when she.
Hold on, I got it.
Wait, hold up. Look, this good.
One time, because I didn't understand it. When we were out to lunch in LA. I remember I'm from Cincinnati, man. I ain't even in LA scene like that. And she see an actor that she worked with one time, and he came in, hey, kissed him on the lips.
Oh.
What are we doing over here?
Was he European or American? I'm confused.
American.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, so I know this is gonna be a conversation. So we get home and I ask about that. Oh, that's what we do in LA. Oh, okay, yeah.
What's up, everybody? So that was Joe reacting to David Justice speaking on Halle Berry during his interview with All the Smoke podcast. Man, he said a lot, and to be honest, he ain't lying. David really opened up and let it be known that just because someone looks good on the outside doesn't mean the relationship was all good behind closed doors. He said Halle was a bad wife, that she couldn't cook, and she was cold towards kids. And I know some people might think he's just trying to tear her down, but a lot of men out there probably understand exactly what he's saying. You can build a real home or family with someone who doesn't show warmth, especially toward children. That's a major red flag in any relationship. Cooking might not be the most important thing in the world, but it still means something. It shows the level of care, effort, and that you're willing to put time into taking care of your household. It's the small things that add up in a relationship. It's not about being a chef or doing it every night, but when you don't bring any of that to the table, it starts to feel one-sided. And if someone's cold toward kids, that's not just a relationship issue, that's a character issue. For a lot of people, that's non-negotiable. David saying that pushed him to divorce her is understandable, because if you're not getting love, support, or that warm home environment, then what's the point of staying? Joe kept it honest in his reaction. He wasn't dragging Halle or hyping David up too much. He was just saying what a lot of men are probably thinking but don't say out loud. Sometimes people are scared to speak up about their experiences with well-known or respected public figures, especially women, because it can come off like you're hating or bitter. But in this case, David was just telling his side, and honestly, it didn't sound like he had bad intentions. He was just explaining why things didn't work and why he had to walk away. That's his truth. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Was David Justice wrong for saying all that, or was he just keeping it real about a situation that a lot of people could relate to? Leave a comment, like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.